All right, here we go. We're back. Y'all thought we wasn't coming back? This is what we do. We come back. We're back, and we're back again to talk all things Washington Wizards here on the OGs of the DMV show, otherwise known as the DMV Sports 3. Before we get started on our year in recap, we will always say, let's get it.
Get it. Carhartt, EK glasses, champion of starter coats, ballies and gold ropes, polka dot shorts, backpacks, Nikes and Van Grags, MCM come again. The fact that I'm in the booth now, hip hop alive and well throughout the underground. Remember to let us into your skin, and we'll begin to master rhyming.
Hey yo kid, what's up? Remember when I used to be dope? Yeah. Hey yo kid, what's up? Remember when I used to be dope? Yeah. Hey yo kid, what's up? Remember when I used to be dope? Yeah. Hey yo kid,
All right, here we go. Once again, another year has come and gone for our Washington Wizards. Started off promising. I mean, we was red hot.
Number one.
I mean, we were moving things. The needle had definitely went from red to a nice lime green. The kind on a not hot summer day, that green huggy that was nice at the bottom of the container, all the ice, nice and cold and wonderful in the DMV sun. But unfortunately, as you took the foil off, you realized it wasn't huggy, it was a smuggy. And it was more syrup than anything else, and it was terrible. And it started raining on your parade. And that's what happened here in Washington, as it does with injury, COVID, lack of, dare I say, play calling, and the things just kept getting more Washington Wizards. But we're going to do a recap on the players right now. We're not going to do a whole thing because that's going to take some time and a lot of alcohol, and none of us are drinking right now. But we are going to definitely talk to players, and the players who need to stay, the players that we're willing to let go, and who and what position does the Washington Wizards need the most. We're going to do this rapid fire because we're not going to keep you long. And if you don't agree, put it in the comments so that we can comment back to you. And ladies and gentlemen, like and subscribe, and also share this content so that others who need this Washington Wizard therapy can be reached right here on the DMV Sports 3. Here we go. We're going to start with the Deacon. The Deacon's going to pull up the players, right? We're going to pull the players up so we can get an idea what we're talking about. Big Al, I got my man Big Al over here at the top. He's sitting there ready to talk.
Here come.
He gonna burn it down. And then I got my man Deacon down there who's like, why are we doing this? But that's all right. Because we are sports fans and we gotta tough it out. We always gonna be here through the good and the bad. So let's start.
Wait. Before we start, let me say hello, Jill. How are you doing? It's good to see y'all again. Do the show, Trey.
Well, all right.
Waiting
on the intro, I guess. But here we go. All right. The unicorn. I think we all can say I'm glad he's first. I was pleasantly pleased. I thought we were sold damaged goods in the very beginning as he was sitting there on the sideline talking about, Washington stuff, just sitting there collecting dust and the potential until he hit the floor. And the truth of the matter is, what I saw was what we were lacking in Washington, which is some talent. He definitely has some talent, and he showed that game in, game out. And also, now, I do agree that fragility trumps talent, which is what a lot of our players unfortunately deal with. But the unicorn, for me, is a stay.
Yeah, for me, stay too. I just totally agree. 7'2", nice power forward, can play center. Stay.
Like you said, 7'2", gets 30 points, on any given night if he's engaged.
Yep.
And he's starting next year. There's no doubt about it.
No doubt. All right. Next up, looks like we got the Black Samurai. You know what I'm saying? Rui Hachimura. Again, this is somebody after how it started. I mean, I was nervous, didn't know what was going on. It was the mystery of what was happening. I felt like we were going to get a different Rui. But as soon as he touched the floor, he showed that he, maybe a little bit rusty, but the talent was there. He was ready to rock. And every game, sparing minutes, which is a question of why so many sparing as we were suffering with talent on the floor. But nonetheless, he kept improving and improving and improving. And his upside is really, I don't see a top on that. Of course, I saw a meme recently that was sent to me where it was like, just we can get Rui out of, I'm just playing to, nah, man, I'm about to just, some aggressive play when what he did to AD, in that poster. We need more of that. But his outside jumper, he was one of the few players that could shoot. And so, with that being said, he's a stay for me.
Yeah, I love the fact that he improved, even though he had a little issue at the beginning of the year with, probably just tired from playing the Olympics and COVID. And we all were suffering a little bit these last years. And he had a little issue, to start the year, so he had a late start. But the fact that he improved his game so much, and the fact that now he's a reliable three-point shooter, I mean, I wasn't expecting that. So he's definitely a stay for me. I would like to see him, his next step, to get more aggressive, like we just said. Get more aggressive, realize who you are. You know what I'm saying? Be more alpha dog. He's too, sometimes I don't feel like he's not enough alpha dog. So I would like that. That'll be the next step for him, to be more alpha. He's definitely a stay for me.
It's definitely a stay. And we kind of all think the same thing. I mean, I think this off season, which will be his third year. So I think he'll make that transition. Hopefully he'll get stronger with his base. I think that'll help him get a little more aggressive, not being pushed off the block so much. Now, when he came in, like I say, it was a little rusty in the beginning, but then you could tell that he wasn't just sitting on the bench. He developed a three-point shot over the summertime and in the Olympics. He developed a baseline fade, and this guy was hitting everything. I mean, he was a bright spot coming off the bench. He was actually a starter coming off the bench, which should have been good for us, So I think, and he didn't grow up in Southeast, so he's not. He's got to develop that. He's got to go play down in the park a couple times before he can figure out what it is that he actually is as a player. But he obviously has the skills to go to the rim, dribble, fade, hit that elbow shot and the three-pointer. So he's going to be making some money pretty soon.
Well, I agree with all of that. Love it. Now, let's go with one of the original trades for our man DSW. We got Kyle Kuzma, a.k.a. Forever 21. This guy is a fashion guru. He loves to put on the gear. He is very much gave the Wizards the flair and the finesse. And I really do feel like, what?
Go ahead, man.
I'm talking to a well-rounded player here.
Yeah. You're right, man. This tickled me, Forever 21, man. Go ahead.
No. I kid the young guy, the youngster, as he has 10 times more style than the old guy. But what he makes up for the style off the court, he does on the court. Because when Bradley first went down, I was incredibly impressed how he stepped up. It was almost as if he was waiting for Bradley to go down. Because when they played together, the synergy wasn't there in the very beginning like I wanted to see it. But as soon as Bradley went down, and it was like, oh man, I got this, y'all. No sweat. And he got out there, he played hard, he played aggressive. Those couple of game-winning shots that he hit, I don't know how many he hit, but it's a thing we're similar, whereas I'm a procrastinator for whatever reason. I need that fire under me in order for me to get some of my jobs done. He needs the game to be close, on the clock, clutch. He was clutch. He was pretty clutch this year, y'all. I mean, so Kyle Kuzma definitely impressed me. Now, here's the big question. Does he stay or go? Well, with what we have right now, I like the fact that towards the end, we started playing tall ball. And he's a tall one to play his position. I like what I just said. I got him staying, fellas. I thought he would be nice to put him on the block. He probably could be, bring you in a couple of players and something like that. But I think that we need this guy. We can have the tallest, offensive, aggressive group in the East, man. I mean, what do you think about that?
But definitely Kuzma stepped his game up with what we saw from the Lakers to here. He is a lot better, more polished offensive player than we ever thought of. And the fact that when Bradley went down, he took it to another level, like my man Trey Z just said, with offensively. And he rebounded great too. I was very impressed. His rebounding, his rebounding was really, really good. So he definitely can play almost three positions. He's 6'10". He's a tall guy, like Trey said. He can play three positions. The problem I have a little bit with Kuzi is that he wants the bag. How much of the bag should he get? That's the question.
That's the question.
He has a little. I like the fact that he has a little alpha in him because he got a ring on his finger, so he has a little alpha in him. So he wants the bag. I believe he's still under contract for next year. So I think he should stay. If he's under contract, then we can discuss the bag after that point. But so I believe we do have a 2 more years with him, or the last year is next year. Yeah, so I say he should stay.
I think he got one more year on his contract.
Yep.
And I was pleasantly surprised with his rebounding as well. I wasn't really looking forward to any outstanding offensive spurts coming out of him, but he obviously was scoring pretty good this year as well. So for a man who has his own sweater made and named after him, I mean, it's hard to let that go. There's a little flair for the team, a little locker room excitement. We have a decision to make because we are plentiful in one position and not another. So somebody has to show and prove before the trade deadline next year to see who we keep and who we don't keep. And I would like to keep Kuz, but if he's asking for the bag man, I'm looking for the bag man to trade because I think we can get another position and still sustain where we are. I mean, we can get to the playoffs. So, I would like him to stay, but in the same thing, I wouldn't be too upset if we got something back for him. I mean, he's originally not our guy in the first place, so and maybe we can trade him back to LA.
Hey,
go for their answer.
They might be in the market.
Oh, they're in the market.
Might be trying to dump a guy on us.
No. We don't go back and forth. We don't want no takebacks. No takebacks.
So let's talk. Do we have to talk about the Panda?
We don't. The Panda is the Panda. He got hurt. I was disappointed in the fact that his season was down because he got hurt, but he's the Panda.
Yeah, he's the Panda.
Now, let me ask you this. So we give him full boat. Give him his money. Is that what we're saying? But
yeah.
That's what we think.
That's what. Yeah.
You max him out.
We got to.
Max him out.
He's the franchise, man. I mean, this is it.
Right. Yeah, we talked about. We just had this show on the Commander show, and we talked about another type of Panda type of player. And he's that same style.
Well, your first four players are your starters right there for next year. All we need is a point guard.
There we go.
That's right. So let's look at the bench then.
Let's talk about these bench bammers.
There it is. See? and ladies and gentlemen, the only reason why he started, I'm gonna tell you. Well, before I tell you, please like and subscribe, and also share this content so that those of you who are like us, just want to sit down and talk all things Wizards, can also join within the fun, because we are fans for the fans. And the story goes, he has a problem with Denny. I think it's envy. I do. I think.
Well, hey,
He was a scrub. Deacon.
Hey, Deacon, did you notice that Denny has his Israel uniform on too? He has his Hebrew uniform on. He doesn't have a Wizard uniform on, so that's a problem for me.
And neither does Kyle.
Yeah. Well, no, Kyle, we just have a face shot. That's his motto shot.
Kyle got a suit on. Listen, I don't have a problem with Denny. He just is what he is.
So Denny is a no for you automatically.
Yeah.
Did we draft?
You drafted Denny. Denny's only 20. I think Denny's 21 or 20 years old.
21 years old. This guy is balling with the big boys, man.
Good trade bait. Good trade bait.
Now, did Denny improve at all from the year before, Deacon?
Yes.
Would you say he improved?
He was hurt last year, so he had to improve. But yeah, listen, he had some good days. He had some bad days. I just don't think he is what everybody is saying he is. That's my only problem.
I don't think he is what everybody's saying he is either, but the potential in this out there, he's lining up with the best of the best, man, and not just getting embedded.
Stop it. There y'all go again. There y'all go. He locked down. He locked him down.
Denny. Drafted Denny should stay in Washington.
Yeah, I got Denny staying too, Deacon.
I think
as a backup, when
the boy turns 23, he's going to be something. Or he's not. Then that comes to coaching, but we're not going to go down that road right now.
He's not going to be that. Listen, I don't have a problem with keeping him on the team. Obviously, he's cheap right now, so that works in his favor. I don't have a problem with that. I'm just saying he's going to be on the bench. I mean, if we can bring Bonga in,
he's a starter. He's not a starter. He's not a starter.
If Bonga can be on the team for 2-3 years, this cat can be too.
There are great players that come off the bench every game, man.
But he's not one of them. But yeah, go ahead. Kispert.
Moving on, Kispert is Deacon's favorite.
3-point specialist, baby.
Deacon was the only person who wanted Kispert to come to Washington. He called that, and this is what it is. So, look, go ahead and move your camera to the left so we can see the Kispert fat head.
Slide it over a little bit. Kispert.
Oh, that was it.
Kispert missing another 3.
Trey, he is our rookie 3-point
special
record holder.
Jack.
Right.
Exactly.
Oh. It's Washington.
Hey,
sounds like Washington.
He was killing it.
Sounds like Washington.
So Trey, does he stay or does he leave?
Well, he's the rookie. I mean, but if I had a choice, I'll package him up real quick. Right, with anybody. And that's one of the persons, that first person I say on the go, I wasn't impressed. I mean, I didn't know NBA hoops were different than college hoops. I just didn't know. There's a lot of missing. I think maybe he sat too close to Bertans. Bertans said, let me show you how to do it. The laser said, let me show you how to do it, and messed him up. So, no, I got him going. But I got this guy right here.
Hold on. Let me say about Kispert myself.
Oh, y'all really gonna say something? Okay.
Yeah. Kispert is improving. I thought he got, as the year went on, he got better. I mean, at the beginning of the year, Tracy, you were right. He was Brick City.
Brick City.
He was throwing him over the backboard, all that good stuff.
I ain't say throwing over the backboard, but he was Brick City.
But as the year went on, and towards the end, he had some really good games towards the end of the year. Of course, the season was over with already, but he was relaxed.
We're going to have to do some real analysis on what real good games look like. I got to look at that.
Hey, he had his good games coincided with Denny's good games.
No,
same two yesterday. Listen, the one thing.
Now, Kispert is an older rookie too. Y'all don't know that, but Kispert he was 24. He's an older rookie, so he's not a young guy. You know what I'm saying? He's not like Denny. Denny's young. Kispert is an older rookie. So
the good thing is that he's a rookie, so you got to keep him. You can't pack him out too because you don't know what he is yet. But the one thing you can say about him, his 3-point is never money. So you don't know what was going in or not when he shot that shot. But what we always ask players to do when their shot isn't going is to find another way to contribute to the team. And he did do that better toward the end of the season. So he got better at slashing. He got better at well, I don't know about that. He got better at driving to. He got better. Let's just say that. I'm not going to point out what he got.
He got to the games on time. He put his shoes on the right feet.
He can tell physically he got better during the season.
All right, so Dick, you got him keep the stand because he's a rookie.
Yeah, I would at least another year.
Okay. All right. That's true.
We forming our bench.
That's right.
Draft's coming. Anyway.
KCP.
So KCP is who he was. I mean, for a second there, he was what we thought Kispert was supposed to be. And he had those games that I could remember seeing of him being on fire. Of course, like Al said, when they got nothing to lose, they're amazing. It's and he had a couple of amazing games that had you going like,
When they played Dallas, he dropped like 900 threes.
I mean, he was just like, I could have sworn he just was talking to his girlfriend and then threw it over his head and made it. It was just like he was just unstoppable. But what I will say is I would package him right on up.
I'm with you.
And it's not that I don't like him. I think that in the beginning he gave us some great defensive plays and things of that nature. But I think he's the guy that has to have a great coach. And though our man coached better, and I don't know if it was based on the COVID situation or whatever, he didn't show greatness. And I think that's what KCP needs.
I think he's a journeyman.
Yeah,
He's going to be with a couple of teams before he's in his career.
Yeah. He can go.
He's not special at any point in his game.
He's a 3-and-D guy sometimes without the 3.
He's a roster filler.
Yeah, roster filler. So he can go. Yeah, I mean,
he filled the spot when the Black Samurai was out.
Yeah, and also I don't see him getting any better. He's not going to ascend to, to me, even Kuzma is kind of younger than KCP. Kuzma is, KCP is KCP. You know what I'm saying? And he can, he's just a filler. Like Deacon just said, he can go. I'm okay with him staying. I'm okay with him going or filling the back of the bench.
Neto.
Wolfman. You know what I feel about the Wolfman? I feel like he is I feel that he is somebody who in the beginning was consistent. And what I mean by consistent is that his, what do you call it? Mid-range, you thought it was going in. He wasn't bricking it. He would take it to the hole. Surprisingly, I think everybody's like, you're not gonna. Oh, he just blew past me. You know what I'm saying? And so he was aggressive, and then he would make his free throws, which is very important. The word is free throw. Make it, and he'll make his. He is the journeyman. I already see about 7 jerseys on because I don't think nobody's gonna turn him down. Do we need him? Yeah, because right now we just don't have anybody else who wants to do that kind of work. In my opinion, I think everybody else they're feeling themselves a little bit. But with him, I think he's very humble. At least that's what I could tell. And whenever time he get on the court, sometimes they put him out there almost at the end of the second quarter. He's like, okay, my turn. And he goes out there and plays. and that's what I like. So I'm 50-50 with the Wolfman.
Wolfman is a scrapper. I like the fact that he's scrappy. Like you said, he's scrappy.
Scrappy
like,
dude.
He reminds me of Heineke on the basketball court. He's that type of guy.
That's not a bad analogy, man.
You know
I'm not mad at that. Not mad at that at all.
And he can stay or leave. I have no, he can fill the end of the bench. I think the question is, do you keep the Wolfman or Ish Smith? You know what I'm saying?
Running up against that.
That's the question. So
he's just a new Ish Smith, right?
He's just it depends on which one you want. So he can stay or leave. He can go. I like the scrappiness about him.
Hustle, man.
I like his game. He will get to the rack. He is aggressive. I do like that. He's just short. He's not a starter. He's a bench player. So, like you said, we had to choose between Raul, Ish, and Cassius Winston. So, I mean, he's younger than Ish. They have basically almost the same game. So what do? Everybody likes Ish because he's been here 3-4 times. He's
available.
Huh?
He's a journeyman available. He's always available.
Yeah. And he's obviously he plays well with the team. So I mean, but so does Raul. So I mean, it's a 6 in one hand, half a dozen in the other. So you have to. Who wants to play for cheaper? That might be the game.
Yeah.
I'll take $1 less than him.
It's a money situation. Yeah, I get you. But before we go down to Ish, we got to go back through my man, Gafford. Go Gafford. Go Gafford, man. I think I'm surprised that he outplayed Thomas. That he was. When Thomas came back, I was like, oh, poor Gafford. But then when I saw the play, I was like, wow, okay, Gafford. Humble guy again. Doesn't seem to be caught up in the numbers or whatever. Doesn't seem to keep his head down no matter what time he gets in the game, even when they're down. Gafford brought a couple of games back, man, because he kept playing. When everybody else probably would have taken the foot off the gas, because they were so far behind. Gafford kept playing, inspired a couple of people. 2 threes later, we back in it, So I like Gafford. He's a keeper for me.
Yeah, definitely a keeper. I like the fact that he's a quick twitch guy, quick jump guy. I like to see him work on his game a little bit more than just dunking the ball. But he's great, good defensive guy. He's not a body guy. He's not gonna be able to handle the big African and Djokovic and all that. He can't handle those guys. But he is a good guy coming off the bench with good energy. You know what I'm saying? John Solly type of guy, jumping and blocking shots and, energizing, so definitely keep him. He's a keeper. And young too.
Yeah, he's young. And he's still developing. His body's still developing.
Still but up. Yeah.
I think that the more he plays, the more years he's in the league, I think he'll get a better base for having some strength in his core and down low. And I think that'll help him develop a shot and develop being able to play against those bigger guys. But I'm keeping him.
And now we're moving on to Ish. I'm going to say officially here right now at this point that I called Ish out before he came back. I said Ish Smith, we miss him. Deacon was all bad on Ish. He's too small. He's a hobbit out there. He can't do nothing. He ain't nothing. Ish came back and played point guard. Now, was he super fantastic? Are we sitting there now banking everything on Ish? That's a no. But we needed him when he came back. And he played enough to get us in keep us in games and to do whatever. I think that he's a off the bench point guard. He is a veteran. He has a couple of tricks that keeps him valuable and involved. So again, he's in the market. But at the end of the day, I applaud him for his year. over his time with us, like he always does. He's consistent. That's why him and Neto are very similar. They are who they are. You know, you're not going to see a super 20, 25 point game from either of them, and you're not going to see them just out there, you know, doing Bertans and give you, you know, 16 minutes of 0, 0, 0, 0, 0. So that's what I got to say.
Yeah, Ish is good for 10 minutes. He's actually excellent for 10 minutes. You know, for 10 minutes, you know, he's good. And my thing is, whether we keep him or not, it depends on locker room. I don't know him. We don't know him personally. We just know that every year we bring him back halfway through the season. He contributes for 10. He gives you that 10 minutes, and he's actually kind of exciting for that 10 minutes. And after that, he's done. But you know, Neto or Ish, you know, both of those guys are always going to be in the league. You know, and I will put him in the market, and you know, we need him. We call him on the phone. Hey, Ish, come on back.
Because he'll be available.
Yeah, he's available for him back.
He's always available for trade.
Yeah, he's always available. So
yeah. Now I don't know. You know, the problem that we have with Raul, Ish, and our point guards is that if we separate them, if we take those two guys off of our team and put them on any top 5 or playoff team, they're relegated to the bench. On our team, they get good minutes, and that's bad. That's bad news for us. That means that they're looking good because we look bad. And I'm not saying they can't play. I'm just saying they're not going to lead us to where we need to go. These are bench guys that we are starting, and we need to find a real starter. But like Neto, either one of them can go. I like them both, but neither one of them do what we need them to do to start us going down the road that we're trying to get to. So, stay go is in the air. Package deal.
And so that goes to our next point guard. The picture speaks for itself.
Hey man, one good thing about Thomas Satoransky is he's good friends with the Unicorn, and the Unicorn likes him. And that's his boy. But he's also 6'7". He's taller than Ish, and he's taller than
tall point guard.
Yeah, he's a 6'7". He can play. His defense may be a little bit better, but as far as anything else, he's not contributing. And but being the Unicorn's good buddy, you know what I'm saying, hanging out with the Unicorn.
And the pitcher, he poses well.
Listen, and I'll be contrary with this. I would keep Satoransky. Here's why.
You drinking?
Well, he's not a bad point guard. He knows how to run the team. Well, he doesn't take up a lot of shots. He's not a ball dominant person, because we have Bill.
He plays defense too.
You got Bills coming back, who's ball dominant. You have the Unicorns ball dominant. You don't need 3 or 4 people who are ball dominant and can't play without the ball. He can play without the ball. He's tall. Only thing I don't like about it, he can't check these smaller guards who
And can he dribble, Deacon? He's
fine. Yeah, he's fine. He's fine with that. He's a professional point guard, and out of every now and then he can hit a 3. You know, he's good from 10 and in. You know, so I mean, you know, he's, as far as our offense is concerned and our defense is concerned, he rounds us out as being a tall team. So if we going for the tallness, I mean, he, like you said, he's 6'7". This dude is tall, you know, for a point guard.
Yeah, that's huge for a point guard, right?
So if he can learn how to post these young little guards up, maybe he might be all right. Now, I didn't see any post-up game on him.
I mean, he's another one that's been on and off our team for years, and that's just not who he is. He's not going to be posed. He's just a guy. And like I said, he's the unicorn. Him and the Unicorn are good friends. So if I won't keep him, it's because I want the Unicorn to be happy.
Unicorn to be happy. Yep.
And I am projecting him to be coming off the bench as well. So I'm assuming that we're going to have a real point guard. He can come in for 10 minutes a game.
Thomas Bryant. Hey, first of all, let me go ahead and tip my hat to Mr. Bryant for coming back from such a major injury. Just that fact alone is amazing, and I'm proud of him for doing so. When he came back, he was a bigger center, more rangy center. You know, he could shoot. Again, we were shooting so bad that his shot percentage was needed. But he got outplayed, man. I mean, honestly, he lost the spot. You know, he did not produce the way it was. Sometimes he looked a little lost out there. If I'm just looking at it, if somehow, and it's funny because it was right around the time, unfortunately, when the coach went down, that he had come back. So I think he lost a lot of what was needed because our assistant coaches, I think the three of us could have coached a better game. You know, so we are so center poor at this point, and I don't know what the Wizards want to do. Do we want a big body center, you know, and play that ball, or are we trying to, you know, West Coast it and run? And so, with that being said, he's the best West Coast kind of center we got, you know, right now, worth the, you know, with the money and all of that. That's important. And I don't see us going for any bigs or any bigs out there willing to come. This is a swipe left type team too. So unfortunately and fortunately for him, based on his size and position, he's a keeper, in my opinion. And I'm saying it begrudgingly. Like, if I can package him up to get another real center, you know, Porzingis slides in the 5 every now and then, but he's not a center. So, I mean, you know what I'm saying? It's just, it's that mystery. You know, the center usually drives the offense on what it is that the offense is doing. And we haven't even really defined who we are as a team like that. So that's where I'm at with that. Maybe y'all can do better.
Well, Thomas Bryant, I commend him for coming back for a tough injury. He definitely has some promise. He has some talent. I don't think he's going to maximize his talent here at the Wizards. So I'm gonna say, because he's young. He's actually pretty young. He's in his mid-20s. We might can package him up with some other people and get something for him. So I'm gonna say, let's find another spot for him. That's my thing. But I appreciate the effort to get back on the court, and he does have some talent.
Yeah, I mean, it may have been because of his injury that next year is going to be his better year. Maybe he was just getting acclimated back to playing basketball or something. I just, like I said, he got outplayed by Gafford, you know. So there's no reason to keep him on the team. You trade him, you get rid of him. You try to get something back. You try to get maybe a pick back. I mean, I believe that we can get somebody in the draft just as good as he is. I mean, he's not a big guy. I mean, he's tall, but he's not strong.
He's only 6'10".
Yeah, he's not strong. He's not overly. I mean, he shoots well, but you don't know if it's going in or not. Just like I'm not Porzingis, but our other rookie. So I can't. And then he has the Indiana jersey. I mean, Google didn't even change his uniform. You know?
And he finally was his uniform.
That doesn't bode well for you. Yeah, no, I would give it. I've seen enough to know that I just don't project him as being a true starting center that's going to have an impact for our team. He's a bench player right now.
Well, we need a bench center.
We need a bench, but I mean, you got Vernon Carey down at the end. Shoot, he's a bench guy. He's young. I don't know what he hadn't played very well, but who knows?
Speaking of that, let's go ahead and lump him in with Cassius Winston.
Yeah,
I didn't see him.
Now I would keep Anthony Gill.
Oh, I jumped over that for a reason.
Okay.
Yeah, Gill came in at the end to show that there should have been a little bit more time on the court, in my opinion. He did some things that I was like, hey, where has he been? And why are you not giving him any time until it's over? And so I don't know if it's because they know he's gonna throw up on himself in the big moments, but he showed that I'm willing to work with this guy moving forward. Out of the last 3, That's why I skipped over him.
Mhm.
But the other two, I didn't see a whole lot for me to say, okay, I wouldn't miss him. But Gill, I was like, I'm saying this. Hey, that guy Gill, at least that. You know what I'm saying? Out of all the three, where
I think we're having a problem with, and the reason why it's so up in the air with these guys is that none of these guys project to be good. You know, they're just another guy.
Yeah, I don't see what's the difference. Cassius Winston can't outplay Ish Smith or Neto. So he's been on the team for he's been on our Go-Go's or whatever for 3 years, man. And he tried out every year for the team. And it seems like he can't outplay these journeyman point guard. So why are we keeping him around? I don't understand that.
Because he's Cam Sims of the Wizards. They're waiting for the moment where they turn that knob and he'll be able to at least come off the bench for the year.
You know, I
don't see it coming. If he ain't did it yet, he ain't coming.
I don't think it's that. I think it's
Cam
that
Sims
they
was on
know.
the team for 7 years before he touched the uniform.
I think they know that we're gonna get hurt and we got to have somebody in reserve.
But
I think that's why he down there.
We can get some. I mean, all these Cassius Winston plays for the Go-Go. I mean, we can always, he comes back and forth to the team. We can get a guy coming out of high school and put him on the Go-Go and bring him up. You know what I'm saying? I don't somebody at Berry Farms can do what Cassius Winston. You know what I'm saying? So why are we keeping him? I don't understand why he keeps trying out for our team every year.
He's a Colt McCoy / he knows the play. He knows the fastest way to get to the stadium. You know what I'm saying? He got his little section where he can change. I mean, he's a member of the team.
Vernon is a new player. Vernon is a new player. We got him on the trade for so we don't really know what we have with the center. He's a young guy. He's in his early 20s. He played for 1 year for Duke and then he went to the NBA. He can develop into something. I would like to see him play, just to see what can he do in the summer league. You know what I'm saying? Something like that.
And he's solid. He's more of a solid player than Thomas is as far as his body structure.
Right. He's a big guy, big regular size center. You know what I'm saying? So I would like to see him play just to see what we got in him. But Thomas
coaching.
Well, we'll see.
Coaching, gentlemen, is yes, sir. That is
Trey, get us out of here, man. Get us out of here.
Hey, so we do have one last thing that we said we were going to discuss. I believe we went through the players, and then we said that we were going to. Interesting. So obviously, nobody remembers.
We old.
Everybody's old man clicked in there. It was like
getting late.
Al gonna say it. Deacon gonna say it. So what we're gonna say is, as you can hear the music, we're out of here. We wasted your time.
Hey man.
Our time.
Hey.
Shout out to everybody who stayed this long, man. Please make sure
enjoy the Go-Go.
Enjoy that. Hey, listen, and once again, all things DMV for the fans, by some fans.
Man, we old, man. Come on, you know you be old.
Run this town!